People often tell us that they can't do our exercises because it's too hard for them to get down on their knees. We're going to address that problem so you'll be able to kneel down again and then get back up off the floor. No matter how old you are, it has nothing to do with age. Let me start by explaining the pressure pain on your knees when you kneel down. Now, many people think this is something you're born with, sensitive knees, but that's not the case. It is something you acquired over time. Why? Look closely at this. This is called the tibial tuberosity. What does that even mean? Well, the quadricep, the big upper thigh muscle that runs across here to your kneecap, is attached to this bony part. And the moment this muscle is pulled excessively, and that happens to a lot of people, more and more of the bone is pulled off. Plus, the bone here becomes super tender because certain receptors become more sensitive. And that means if there's too much tension when you kneel down, then there'll be this pain and you think you can't kneel down. If you relax this situation, the pain will diminish to a point that allows you to kneel down again, even on a hard floor. Kneeling on a hard floor is not a problem anymore. It may hurt a bit, but other than that, it's okay because it is not sensitive, because the bone is not sensitive, in my case. Now, the second problem that people can't get down on the floor anymore. Look, when I'm standing, it's like this, but if I want to get down, everything here has to bend more and more so that I can lie down on the floor. The problem is that older people, since they can't bend their knees anymore, can't get down all the way. They, over time, shorten their muscles here, and sometimes they need raised toilets because they have a hard time sitting on the toilet. They stand like this because everything here has become so short. So we have to stretch this muscle longer, make it more flexible, so we can get down again and lie on our backs or kneel down. It's a very simple solution. And now, the best part. If we can solve this problem, then we'll regain power in our legs again. Many older people say, I'm too weak in my legs. I can't move around like I used to and control my legs properly. Why is that? That is because the muscles have become too short, too much tension, nerves are being pinched, can't transmit signals that well anymore. Many patients tell me, after I've treated them, Mr. Liebscher Bracht, I could feel my legs again much better. I have more strength in them. Only because they have regained their function. If you really want to understand how positive these effects can be, then check out this video on Miss Kanna's knee pain. It's going to blow your mind. I'm going to explain, and Ina is going to demonstrate how to solve this problem. I'm Roland Liebscher Bracht, and my vision is to make everybody's life, and that means yours too, free of pain. And Ina is helping me. So listen, lie down on your stomach, and we'll start with the left leg. Try to bring your heel to your buttocks. Most people can't get beyond this point at best. Maybe even only get to this point because everything in the front has contracted, been shortened, isn't flexible enough. Pull, Ina, and show us how far you can get. You see, you automatically lifted your hip. What does that tell us? When you bring your foot down here, your hip lifts up to make that easier. You should not do that. That's the first mistake. Do this test. Let your partner check out how far you can get. Actually, you should be able to actively pull your foot up to this point and passively almost touch your buttocks. That means your upper thigh functions as it should. And you're able to get down on your knees, you're not too sensitive there, you can get down and have enough power and control. But how to get there? Simply take your hand and pull your foot. The problem is that most people can't do that. They can only get that far by lifting their hip, and then they can barely touch their foot. But never do that. Why? If your hip is bent and your groin raises, you can't push down your groin anymore. And that means rule number 1. The groin has to stay down. Remember that. The groin has to stay down. And how are we going to solve the problem of your arm being too short? Easy. We just extend it. And that's why we have our stretching strap here. By the way, you can find information on it up there. And now your arms are long enough and you could pull your feet without lifting your groin. don't lift your groin, okay? If you can achieve a sufficient effect here, that's good. But it could be an advantage. Let go for a second, Ina. Lift your knee a bit. And we slide our Medifoam roller under your knee or a couple of books. But first, push your groin down and start pulling. But Ina, make sure you don't lift your groin. And look, now Ina can only get to this point because we've raised her knee. And now it becomes even more effective. This is an exercise where we say, this is a great exercise. It gets you quickly out of this bad situation. Then slowly pull more and more, and a pronounced stretch in your upper thigh sets in. Do that every day and things are going to improve. That's how you solve the problem. Your knee becomes less sensitive when you kneel down. You can get down again because you have the right length to do that. Of course, you also need the exercises, but you're doing that and you're getting better. And the strength in your legs will increase too without doing a single minute of muscle training. It all happens only because now your muscles function better.